We're moving.
On three. What do you want to do? We're gonna use our hands.
We're gonna use our face.
On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We're moving!
Okay, so hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I have an extra special guest with me today.
Hi guys, how's it going?
This is my boyfriend, the lovely Corey Carlson. If you follow me on Instagram, at my name, Kara Halderman, he's usually the star of the show. Yeah, people love seeing what he's cooking. So you can also follow him on Instagram. He has a food Instagram. What's your handle?
Just at Corey Carlson, C-O-R-E-Y, Carlson, C-A-R-L-S-O-N-N on the end there, and you can see some daily stories of what we're cooking and ingredients, you know, stuff like that.
It's really cute. Just go follow him. Today, we are obviously talking about the fact that we're moving. I've hinted in some of my previous videos that we've been going through a lot of shifts and changes and big things happening in our life, and I haven't really talked about what that is. So obviously we're moving, and if you don't know our current situation, right now we are both living at our parents' house because we were in that stage where we're figuring out life. And Corey, you're in school, right?
Yeah, you know, doing college and work right now, and you know, getting all that figured out. We're actually, my dad has a nice house, so he has like 3 extra rooms, so we're just using a spare room right now to film, which is very useful for us, and I'm thankful that we have this, you know, space to do this in. So
my mom let me live in her house because my mom loves me, bless up for parents, and now it's just that time in our life where we need to move out. I wanted to give y'all a little bit of insight into like why we're moving and what this transition means to us, because I think it's really important when you go through any change in your life to apply some sort of meaning to it and not just look at it as, oh, I'm moving, because everyone has this negative connotation around moving, and
it's extensive, it's a lot of heavy lifting,
it's
and all this.
It's that. And I think when you add a meaning to it, like for me, I don't know about you, but for me, us moving is kind of like me transitioning into this new stage of my life of becoming an entrepreneur, running a business, basically becoming an adult. And that's what this means to me. So I like to see the bigger picture other than, oh, this is this struggle of moving and blah, blah, blah.
And for me, it's kind of like just climbing up that ladder of success. Like you just reign over all. You keep on taking a step up the ladder each time you move to a different process in your life.
This video is actually just gonna be us kind of giving you tips on how you can better adapt to big changes in your life. Change is really hard for a lot of people, and it has this super negative connotation that it's going to be difficult and hard and you're going to struggle. And yes, that may all be true, but if you overall have that mindset of change is hard, change is difficult, then you're just going to have more and more resistance. The one thing in life that doesn't change is that you will always have change in your life. So you have to learn ways to cope. I hate that word. Why did I use that word? You have to find, what's a better word?
Just instead of cope? Well, dealing and coping are kind of the same thing. You just kind of have to change the way you say it, I guess. How could you say it?
Ways to better manage change.
Manage, coping, dealing with it. We gotta find something better than that.
Like managing your reaction to change,
yes,
and being directional with your changing, with your changing.
Have an intention.
Wow, guys, I had a lot of coffee. This is a venti. If you know me, I don't drink venti anything. Shout out to Sydney, my BFF, for getting me this coffee.
That big. Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm like buzzing right now, so it's gonna be a really solid video. Okay, let's first give the people what they want. Okay, why are we moving? Really quickly, let's explain this. How did this even happen?
Well, you see, Kara's mom decided to sell her house. Literally within like a 1-week period, we figured out, okay, she wants to move. She wants to get rid of some old habits in her life and create new change. So it kind of was like a domino effect onto us, because she was living with her mom, and now we're gonna be getting our own place again. We already have our own place moving in, and we're just focusing on what can we do to overcome this feeling of like rush that we're kind of having right now. Like we're kind of rushing into this kind of fast, you know. How do we overcome that?
Okay, can I tell you how I see this?
How do you see it?
So I feel like this is actually, so once again, tips, like adding meaning to all the change in your life and seeing the positive outcome and the positive intent of all of the big changes and shifts in your life is one thing that's going to absolutely reframe your mindset. So in the very beginning of this, so like he said, my mom basically decided that she wanted to sell her house like on the spot, and that meant like, hey Kara, you're gonna have to move out. And so I thought, oh, it'll be no big deal, I'll just move into Corey's house and everything will be good. Well, there was a little bit of resistance of me moving into Corey's house, so we decided on the spot, we're just gonna go look at apartments, we're gonna move out. And at first, I think we were both really upset and kind of like bitter about it, that we may not have had the support that we quote unquote wanted. And we had all this fear in the back of our mind of like, how are we going to afford this? Like, how are we gonna get the money to move? And it was just really like super stressful, and we didn't have the right mindset around this. But now when I look at this scenario, I think, because for a long time, like I have been asking for the universe to kind of help me like level up in life and like take more responsibility, take more action. And I think this was the universe literally giving us a push, like a nudge, being like, you need to get out of your parents' house. You guys need to go out, be adults, like do your own thing. And this is gonna be the start of your life. So that's how I kind of see that.
Yeah, it was kind of like a burst of energy just pushing us forward. And, you know, we start playing that what if game in our head. Like, what if we don't get to have this? Or what if, you know, finances aren't there? What if we don't have our furniture right away? Like, the what ifs can kind of overwhelm your brain. But if you just take a second and take the what ifs away and kind of replace it with something else, like, okay, I know that we consistently do the right things on a daily basis. Like for me personally, I have a big calendar in my room. Every morning when I wake up, I go over to my calendar and I'll literally think about, what do I want in my day? First of all, I'm scheduling this. I have a dentist appointment. I have to go to work. I need to prep my food for the week, all this stuff.
So like first
kind of just keep organized
to help you is like, so what, I'm just breaking down what he's saying. So he keeps his big calendar, and first thing on your calendar is to put the things that you need to do.
Yes, obviously your daily, you know, things that you do in your life.
And
then, you know, I have a space on the right side where it's just a big old blank space for notes. So what I write is, actually before that, I even wrote, instead of August, I wrote transition, and I wrote success. I wrote transition/success. So I reframed the month into being a transition, a successful transition basically. And then after that, on the right side, I just did affirmations, you know, positive affirmations to keep me in line. Like one of my big affirmations is, my vision is clear, my goals are near, and I'm as happy as can be. So
my vision is clear, my goals are near,
and I'm as happy as can be.
That's a cool affirmation.
Yeah, so I just kind of made that up because, you know, having a clear vision and good goals, you know,
it's a good affirmation.
and being happy.
I like that.
What's better than that? Just basically a list of 5 or 6 affirmations, a financial goal on there, maybe what you want to make. And you know, I even write financial goals individually for every day, since I work at a restaurant and it's a daily income. So organization and positivity have been huge to be able to see in front of my eyes every day. Instead of, you know, seeing, you can also say it out loud. You know, if you want to hear yourself saying it, that helps in the mirror as well. And then once you actually conquer those goals that you're writing down on your calendar, you can anchor those in. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I'm actually creating a resource right now about anchoring. It is the top neuro-linguistic programming technique for shifting your mindset in under 5 minutes. I will be explaining a lot more about that later, but to break down kind of what he's saying, even amongst all this change, he is choosing to have a positive outlook, and he is still manifesting his goals. The biggest thing that I see is when there's a big change going on, people's goals go out the window. What people want to do on a day-to-day basis, all the things that are important to them, all of that goes out the window because they're too stressed. There's too much going on. They think, I'll just get to it when this transition is over. And that is just not how life works. Because if you have that mindset of, I'll get to it when, it's never gonna come. Because there will always be distractions in life. There will always be big changes in life. And if you just keep waiting for the right moment, you're never going to have it. So I love the strategy. of keeping a big calendar, and he reframes the whole entire month. Like, it's not just August to him. This is a period of transition, it's a period of movement, it's a period of achieving your goals and being financially stable. So literally he takes a month calendar and writes all that on a monthly calendar, and it's really cool because you get to see it right in front of your face, and you're reminded of the goals that you're setting, and you're reminded of what this month really means to you. That's kind of connecting that to a visual level so you can see it and have it all in. Like he was saying, you can say it out loud to yourself too. So I hear him, like when he is writing out on that calendar, he says what he is writing out on that calendar.
Exactly.
Right?
You know, be as detailed as you want. You can literally write however many details you want. If you want to write exactly what ingredients you're going to be putting into your meal that day, or how many clients you're going to have, or you know, how many sales you're going to make that day, just write exactly in detail what you want and watch the universe work in your favor because you wrote that down. I can't tell you how many time and time again how I would write down, I want to make $500 at work tonight, and I would make $500 on the dot because I wrote that down. Or like 501 or like something
within
like
crazy.
$10 range. Like, I'm like, are you serious? Just because I wrote that down, it worked in my favor, and I'm just going to anchor that and keep it going. So
just the act of writing down your goals, and even if you're going through a big transition, remembering that you can still achieve your goals, and not putting your goals and dreams on the back burner because you're going through a big change and transition. Is there like anything else that, like a mindset shift or anything that you kind of do? Because this has, like, we're not gonna lie, like this has been a stressful couple of months. Like, we're having to kind of figure out, like, get new furniture, we're having to budget and create money out of thin air that we didn't think we were gonna have. So it's been stressful. We're not trying to tell you that everything is like gone easy peasy, but things have been a lot more smooth since we've been very intentional with how this transition is gonna go. So that's kind of leading into the second tip, is being intentional with how you want your transition to go, is being intentional with how you want this change to go. Because if you just let this change rule you and control you and your emotions, you're probably not going to get the outcome that you are looking for. So if I were to just say that moving is hard, moving is difficult, moving is expensive, that's exactly what moving is going to be. Hard, difficult, and expensive. We reframed this move into being a smooth move. It's going to work easily. It's going to be, we're gonna be like financially abundant in this move and have enough money to do everything. And that seems to be the direction that everything is going. So if you put intention behind that, you're going to see that the world really does work in your favor, and your mindset really shifts along with it.
And remember, where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're, you know, driving somewhere and in your head you keep saying, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work, this isn't gonna work, this is gonna be bad, this is gonna mess up, this is gonna fail. Instead, if you're like, everything's gonna be okay, this is gonna work out fine, I'm gonna do great, and everything's gonna happen perfectly as I planned it out on my calendar for my instance there. And the positive self-talk can really just overdrive and override those negative little chitter-chatter things that we have going on, and just set those to the side and bring in something new and positive and watch what happens for you.
I mean, it's so simple advice, and it's advice that you hear all the time, is to just replace that negative chitter chatter in your mind with something more positive and moving towards your goals. And it's truly how you get there. Like, that is how you get there. And you have to do it. Like, honestly, you just have to. Random story time, but in the very beginning of this process, I kind of let my emotions like totally get the best of me. I do have the tendency to be a little more like high strung and stressed out and kind of like a worrywart, I guess you could call it. And I let that get the best of me. And I was not very aware of the language that I had been using. And that's the other thing, is you want to be very aware of what you're saying, not only in your head, but out like in the world, you know? And I was using things like, I feel like I'm gonna burn out. Like, I feel like I don't know, what do I say?
People say all the time, like, gosh, that's a pain in my butt. And
yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
A year later, you will literally have a pain in your butt if you say that all the time.
Yeah, that's where I'm transitioning to. So my emotions kind of got the best of me. I was always complaining, saying how like, this is a pain in the ass. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna burn out. I feel like I'm falling apart, all this stuff, and lo and behold,
I'm losing it.
I'm losing it. Yeah,
Gosh.
those are words that I was using like on the day-to-day basis, and lo and behold, I was fixing, I was at work one day, and I was trying to fix the internet, and I had to climb on top of this thing, and I straight up fell and busted
Ate shit.
my ass. Like,
by the way, don't say that either.
Oh,
Ate
yeah.
shit. You don't
you don't want to eat shit either. I fell and like bruised the whole side of my body. I mean, it was like no one's fault. It just happened. And that was my words and my negative attitude about change and about the whole situation quite literally coming back in my face. It was me eating my own words. And ideally, you want to change your language, change your outlook, change your emotions before shit like that happens, because it was super painful and I was really upset like for a long time that happened, but it quite literally, I quite literally fell apart. Okay, so before we wrap up, do you feel like there's anything else that has really helped you through times of change and transition? Because one thing y'all don't know about Corey is I feel like I am a little more spazzy and he is a lot more level-headed and thinks, I don't know if you think things through better, or you just seem to be like a lot more stable. So is there anything that you do or think that really helps you become more stable in times of change?
I mean, really just instead of thinking about how you're going to get somewhere or the process of doing something, which is important sometimes, but if you focus on the end goal and how you're going to not get to end goal, but just focus on that, what that end goal is,
Yeah.
You can have a much more clear outlook on what that's going to be. That's kind of confusing.
No,
but
so focusing on the end goal rather than how am I going to get there?
yeah, like if you focus on the 25 steps that it's going to get to the goal, you might get a little flustered in between, but if you just like, okay, I am going to get that new car, I am going to get that new car, I am going to get that new car, and then boom, not I'm going to have to do this and this and this to get that new car. Just focus on that end goal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And kind of adding to that, you can't just say like, I am gonna get a new car or I am gonna move out. You actually have to believe that that's gonna happen. You can't just say it and then have all these thoughts in your mind of like, oh, is that really gonna happen? How am I gonna do that? Like have all these little worrisome thoughts in the background. You truly have to give yourself the permission to believe that that is going to happen. And you have to have faith that the world can provide for you like that and open up doors for you. So it's more than just saying it out loud. Saying it out loud is the first step. That is what is going to project that vibration out into the world. Then you have to change what's going on up here to align with that goal. That was really good.
Try it. Just set a simple goal, something that you may not even think is possible. It's not like whatever you want to set, kind of stretch it a little bit and then write it down, say it out loud, and see just in the next like 24 to 48 hours, maybe it'll even take a week, and just see if that comes to you. And then once it does, really give yourself a lot of credit and find a way to, we call it maybe like a resource anchor. Like when something successful happens for me, I'll actually grab my earlobe and I'll anchor that in, setting that tone, setting that anchor right there for confidence and success. So whenever it happens again, I'm going to anchor it back. And I know when I want to be successful, I'll just keep on doing that same resource anchor over and over.
Yeah, that is called a resource anchor, and it is basically stacking experiences into one part of your body. And when you stack that feeling of that experience, that successful experience, you then have a resource to go back to so you can access that feeling at any time period in your life. And that is what my new ebook that I'm creating is going to be about, is about this resource called anchoring, and it is truly how you change your mood in under 5 minutes.
That's something that you're going to want.
It's changed both of our lives. I think you guys are really going to benefit from that. I actually polled my Instagram yesterday and I asked people, them, does your mood really affect your day? Like if you are in a really bad mood, how long does it take you to get out of it? Or does it affect your decisions or affect your productivity throughout the day? And 97% of people said that yes, like a bad mood. Okay, but yeah, it is a yes, but that seems to be a big problem. When somebody's in a bad mood, they just can't get out of it. And anchoring is the #1 technique to help you shift out of a bad mood in under 5 minutes.
Yep, that and having a little 5-minute pity party. Yeah, that's for another day.
Okay, so this video was kind of just about, I don't know, like we were just kind of talking about transition and goals and
just how to overcome you know, stressful times in your life, and maybe they're not stressful, just overcoming different points in your life that you need to propel forward and get a little extra push.
Yeah, because there will always be changes, there will always be shifts, and it's really just about how you view them, and if you choose to move forward through those changes and transitions, or if you retreat back and you hide a little bit. It's totally normal to retreat and hide back for a little bit, because I did that in the beginning of this transition, but can you pull yourself out? Can you propel forward? Can you still go after your goals and change your mindset? And that is resilience, that is flexibility, and that's an amazing trait to have in life. So definitely. This is just kind of how we think about change and transition, yeah, how we talk to each other, how we talk about our goals, and it's really made change a lot easier. So this video is long, and we're gonna go. So if you liked this video, if you like us kind of, I don't know, together, like talking through our mindset, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and tell me if you want to see more things like this. Be on the lookout for my new resource about anchoring and changing your mood that will be coming out in the next couple weeks. I am working diligently.
I'm gonna get it. That's huge. I know you help out a lot of, you know, you forecast your help to women a lot, but I think even a lot of men could benefit from this as well.
Totally.
I mean, look at me, I'm just doing everything that she tells me to, which I don't used to not do that, but I'm trying to take advice and implementing it into my life, and it's making huge impact. So
well, thank you.
Look into that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram as well. He's what was it again?
Corey Carlson.
Corey Carlson with two N's
on the end.
Corey Carlson with 2 N's. I'm Kara Halderman, and you know, that's life. I hope you guys have a really good weekend, and until next time.
Let's go hit those goals.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Peace out.
See ya.